This presentation introduces the concept of systems thinking in simplified but concise format with ordinary daily life examples. As African economies transition towards industrialization, they're encountering more and more complex challenges due to the requirements in urbanization and infrastructure provision at all levels of the economy. This demands for innovative but ideas which are cost effective. Back in 1956, an MIT professor devised a radical concept to solve problems holistically, but this method is only gaining traction recently. This approach is based on looking at the collective functionality of parts and not the individual components. How these parts interact and relate is critical. It is this interaction that determines the character and function of the system. Three critical attributes define a system, namely the elements, the interaction, and the function. First example is that of a scientist studying an animal. Traditionally, scientists wishing to study animals would simply go to the wild, capture the animal, and bring it back live to the laboratory for study. But away from its habitat, this has shortcomings. By contrast, a new approach is to leave the animal in its habitat and follow it around without disturbing it. A lizard displays its true character when hunting for its own food, while at the same time evading predators. The concept encourages us to understand and appreciate interrelationships, diverse perspectives, agreeing on functional boundaries and scope of solution. Another example is agricultural value chain. Different actors along the various segments act with minimal interaction or interest to one another. This is not optimal. For example, you have a crop scientist at times being able to increase yields per hectare, say by 15%, which is a great feat. Unfortunately, down the value chain, it is frequently reported that as a result of mismanagement and waste, up to 60%, 4 times the gain by scientists, rots due to preventable causes. If one were to zoom out, and consider the entire chain, a better decision would have been made to prioritize the resources along the value chain. A third example is efficiency in transport. Assume that our assignment is to improve efficiency of transport to work. We would have, in this case, two options to consider: the analytical and the systemic thinking. Traditionally, the first thought one would have in mind would be to improve the fuel economy of the car. This would involve several interventions, such as perhaps aerodynamics of the car, improving the quality of fuel, and so on. But perhaps this could be undertaken without much impact being realized. System thinking, on the other hand, we apply our mind more to the functionality, namely the objective of efficient mobility to work. We might not even need to look at the car, but reorganize the resources that are available to achieve the objective. Having said all that, it's good to note that there is no single perfect solution. Therefore, it's pragmatic to consider all the possible interventions. This can be summarized in the table below. We start off with system efficiency, where basically the aim is to reduce or eliminate the need for transport at all. It could involve, for example, constructing a few residences close to work, or some large-scale industries close to residences. It could even be telecommuting, where data networks become energy and transport solutions. The other alternative is travel efficiency, where we improve on the economy of the trip by employing large buses or non-motorized transport, among others. Then there is the option of vehicle efficiency, where, of course, the issue of fuel efficiency would be considered. Due to resource limitations, however, it may not be possible to implement every possible intervention. Moreover, not all interventions have the same impact. So it becomes important to identify those leverage interventions which offer the highest impact with minimal resource requirements. A philosopher, David Bohm, has summarized the whole concept. He says we will never correct the fragmentation in society unless we correct the fragmentation in our thinking. We recommend this video clip from YouTube. It has a very good way of summarizing this topic. Thank you very much.